He's late. You've met me. Stanifer's here, Waldrop's here. They're just talking to each other. Cool. Buying gas makes me want to stop mowing my grass. my parents, I've been doing my parents' lawn. And because they're old. And they used to pay somebody to do their lawn, but then they were like, this is stupid. Why don't we buy a decent lawnmower and get Kid to do it, and we'll toss him a few bucks instead of tossing landscaping companies money. And they bought a Ryobi battery powered lawnmower, and it's remarkably, like, it's easily the best Ryobi tool I've ever used. And yeah, it's a 60-volt battery. I don't remember exactly, but it's a big honking battery, but it does their lawn just fine. And yeah, it's lightweight. And am I late for the Monday show? Yes, you are late. You are almost exactly 24 hours late for the Monday show. And your pay has been reduced accordingly. But I don't know. I'd have to read the contract again. I'm not sure if you've signed up, if it says in your contract that you have to do every show if there's more than one a week. I'd have to look again and read it through. But I don't know if it says like moderate every live show, or if it says once a week during the live show, your job is to moderate. We'll have to look at it. Maybe you're only contractually obliged to do one a week. That'd be good. Then you don't get paid less for this week. I like the Ego brand too. I haven't seen the Ego brand, but I mean, battery technology has come a long way. When we're talking about, like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a powerful lawnmower. It bogs down if I leave it for too long before I go back over and do it again. But it's like a self-propelled and everything. It's like it drives the wheels and the cutter. Blade? Yeah, blade. On a 60-volt battery, does their whole front and backyard almost twice on a charge. If I don't wait too long, I can do front and backyard twice on a charge. If I do wait too long, it only does it once. Have an Ego weed eater and chainsaw. Okay, cool. Yeah, battery tech is coming along. I want to get a battery powered trim router. Honestly. Might as well get the DeWalt because that's the battery system I'm in. I have an Ego, but it has nothing to do with yard work. Hey-o! So, welcome to the Tuesday edition of Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff Live. This might be the test. If twice as many people show up tonight as did last night, then maybe Tuesday is the answer going forward. McGill used to have an electric mower, but after 3 years, it wouldn't do my front and backyard anymore. Just buy another battery. I'm leaning toward rigid tools when my DeWalt batteries die. Rigid is not a terrible, like, just because it's Home Depot's house brand doesn't make rigid a bad tool. It is, I would put rigid in the, like, mid-range consumer grade tool. And, you know, the lifetime service agreement, the LSA. I've got my table saw is still going strong after I mean, it's only 4 years in. The spindle sander's good. I've got the rigid router. I'm good with rigid tools. The battery was 3/4 the cost of the mower. Yeah, that's the problem. Is that like even the batteries? Like, I just told my dad to like buy another battery, and then we don't have to worry about like. But yeah, it was probably half the price of the mower. That is the problem with cordless with the battery tech, is that the batteries are pretty expensive. Neighbor has a rigid riding mower. I didn't know rigid made a mower. Battery operated, but it has SLA batteries. Takes 60%. Ran it below the recommended batteries already need replacement. Put it in the same as anything else sold by the big box store. Yeah, yeah. Rigid is a just perfectly good brand of tool. Until you're going up to like, these tools are making me money. Well, even then, I would say, yeah, business Mike. Here we come. Here we come, Finial. Business Mike. Wife was telling me about like asset depreciation. Like, I can replace my tools every 2 years because they've depreciated to the point where they're now not worth anything, and I can buy new ones and it's tax write-off. And I don't know, she explains it better than me, but like, it depreciates 50% over a year and then 50% again and whatever. So like, I don't know, she explained it and it made sense, and I was like, oh shit, I could buy new tools every 2 years. Paul depreciates his on a 5-year plan. It's just about time for a new table saw, y'all. You still have to have the money to be able to buy the new tools. Did you mean you depreciate? Well, she didn't say which tool. Yeah, I mean, you still can't buy new tools if you don't have money for the new tools. But in terms of like business expense and tax write-offs and et cetera, I don't know. She's better at explaining it than I am. Then you're constantly buying tools. Are we all just constantly buying tools anyway? What are you guys doing if you're not constantly buying tools? Use wife's money? Yeah, you told me. Hun, you told me to buy a new drill driver this year because it has depreciated. I would like to. Well, I would like a really nice sander, because sanding sucks. But I hear good things about nice sanders that makes it not suck so bad. But I mean, once you get above the brands that you're buying at the Home Depot and Canadian Tire and stuff, you're looking at Festool and Mirka. And damn. The owner of Harbor Freight hopes we constantly buy his tools. He just bought a $350 million yacht. Yeah, because he sells a ton of cheap garbage. Being the YouTube hero you are, you can buy tools any day, right? That's true. All that YouTube money that I'm making can go into tool purchases. McGill, I always hear it's the sandpaper that really matters. Sandpaper does make a difference. Buying not cheap garbage sandpaper does make a difference, but I want a better sander because in terms of like the vibration transfer into my wrist and arm. So that's not a sandpaper thing, that's a sander thing. How many drums do you need to make before buying a dedicated sander makes sense? Hey-o! Drum sander, get it? As soon as the price of the sander, the drum sander, is paid for by the drums. As soon as you do as many drums to pay for the drum sander, the dedicated sander for the drums is what comes next. You need a good dust collector. I know. I need a Papper air helmet and a proper dust collector and a domino and a new sander. I'm pretty well outfitted. I don't need that much stuff. Now we're just looking at improvements. And a proper audience too. Yeah, good call, Paul. Proper dust collector, proper audience that's nice to me. Proper viewership on YouTube for how valuable this content is. I do not get enough people watching it. And a winning lottery ticket. Yes, that would be good too. We're at $70 million this week. I might buy one. I'm not an avid lotto ticket purchaser, but it's hard to not when it's worth $70 million and a bunch of like guaranteed $1 million bonus prizes. Oh, Tyler Peterson's here. Because he couldn't come last night because he was doing slow pitch. Last night's show went perfectly smoothly. Everything went flawlessly last night. I'm gonna grab a new beer and we're gonna get spinning. Use sexier thumbnails for the video. Bait the unsuspecting. I don't like that though. That pisses me off, and I don't want to piss people off. When the thumbnail doesn't represent what's happening, even if the thumbnail does represent what's happening and it looks like a baity thumbnail, it pisses me off and I don't want to watch it. Honestly, I like watching oh, he's gonna start going off on YouTubers again. I liked watching David Picciuto for a long time. And then he got all YouTubey. I mean, don't hate the player, hate the game, I guess, but damn. I hate the game. Freely admit that I hate the game. So we're about halfway through this lidded box Finial situation. We're gonna turn off our square that we had to glue onto the bowl because geometry sucks. And I'm not, for those of you who were not here last night, I'm not going to explain because you just missed the geometry lesson. You'll have to go back and watch yesterday's show if you want a lesson in how geometry sucks. And tonight we're just going to make up for the fact that geometry sucks, hopefully. It's a slight design change. That's right, Stanifer. We decided to make a design change. Let's go talk over there. So this is where we're at right now. We got a piece of cherry glued onto the rim of this bowl. Because we parted off our lid And because we parted off the lid and it was on the down swing, when I went to put it on to match the mortise to the, the grabby part of the lid to the bowl, it didn't geometry. So we're just gonna take this down nice and slow. Did I see a question about the bandsaw? Gonna round it off with the bandsaw? No, I'm just gonna leave it on there and just take it down. Because it actually, it doesn't, it extrudes a little bit further than the bowl, but it doesn't matter. It'll be just as quick this way, honestly. What are you laughing at, Finial? You've met me. It's gonna look cooler this way anyway. Now it has an accent. And everything's better with an accent. Geometry Mike. Yep. We already had Geometry Mike and Business Mike tonight. Let's just put that down here. Put that over here. You're betting all the vibration of rounding it breaks the glue joint? Well, we're about to find out. I think you're wrong, Paul. Now I need to go back and watch the end of last night when he discovered that. Chili even warned me, and I didn't see it. I didn't see his comment where he warned me. It's like, Mike, the geometry of that isn't gonna work, yo, or something. I was like, I didn't see it, and I probably wouldn't have listened to him anyway. I probably would have been like, yeah, it will, because I only took off like 1/8 of an inch at the kerf. So there we go. We're just about back to a place where we're at a bowl again. And I also lied yesterday when I was talking about this being a 4-inch deep, 4-inch wide bowl. It was actually 5 inches wide, which is what caused the problem with the parting tool and the having to do so much sawing. And the not enough depth on my saw blade before the back and all that stuff. That was also fun. So this tenon part from the lid is actually 4 inches across. So let's quick mark an approximate. Oh geez, we actually don't have very much. I don't even have to mark it. I just have to go, like, I'm only 1/8 of an inch in from where we are currently at before that tenon actually sits. That was convenient, I guess. I guess I could take this down a little bit. I don't need a 3/4 inch strip of cherry. And if I take it down a little bit this way, it gives me a little more meat to, yeah. I think I only want, I don't know, maybe a 1/4 inch stripe around it, maybe 3/8 of an inch stripe around it. Taking down affects geometry. I know, but I'm going the right direction affecting the geometry. I'm giving myself more because it goes this way. If I take it down thick nigh wise, it gives me more surface. Geometry Mike. Take this off for a sec. Tune into Wednesday night show where he glues on another piece of cherry. No, it would be walnut next. If we have to glue on another piece of wood, it'll be walnut next. I'm just looking at, basically I'm just looking at it aesthetically now to figure out what kind of stripe I want. Maybe a little bit thicker than 3/8, maybe a half, maybe not quite. I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm just playing. That's probably about a 1/2 inch, and that's kind of an attractive amount of cherry. Paul's buying me scrap wood. I appreciate it, Paul. He's for all the extra scrap wood he needs to buy to finish his projects. Ah! We are at a beautiful, beautiful place. Look at this. That is golden. I'm going to get that mortise in that piece of cherry. And I bet that sits pretty darn close to where I need it to be. Oh, super close, super close. think I'm actually close enough that I'm just going to leave that and then get it with sandpaper once I get the inside hollowed out. Yeah. This is going to be the ridge of the inside of this. Nobody thought he could do it. Measure and mark is for rank amateurs. It might help once in a while, though, to be honest. And now we can go back to the hollowing stage that we were at one point already. And we're going to get to the bottom of this cherry, and we're going to see that I've already started hollowing out the walnut. It seemed loose. No, it wasn't loose. It was tight, actually. It wasn't quite seating. Like the jiggle was actually it going back and forth over the ridge. I should make sure that this is actually still tight, because it may have moved a little bit overnight. Did I account for the 1/8 space in the middle of the cherry? What 1-inch space in the middle of the cherry? What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis? We're good. We're good. I think. See, now you're making me question myself. You didn't sand the ring flush with the walnut before you glued it on. Oh. Well, no, I didn't. We'll be fine. We'll be fine or we won't. I mean, this is how this show goes, yo. You know that. And I'm probably about to go through the cherry and find the air underneath it between the walnut and the cherry. Because I only glued about the outside like 1/4 inch. There it was. Normally when you go through a bowl like that, that's not a good thing. But so yeah, we're into where we started hollowing out last night before we had to glue the cherry on. Loud noises. Nope. Why am I? Oh, I got a cord came out unplugged here. Loud noises. And I'm gonna do I'm going to do a little bit of carbide work to get down to get back to where I should be. But now look at how deep we are already into this bowl. Like we're already, we can go 2 3/4 or so, and we're already over 1 inch deep in the middle there. Oh, I gotta get some shavings out of there. Loud noises again. Let's keep at her. I'm going to take a break in a minute because I'm sweating pretty good. It's relatively warm here these days. And in the evening, the sun is beating on my garage door over there. And it gets pretty warm out here. So that'll do. That'll do for a minute. Loud noises again. We're in a good place now. This thing is just barely too big. I can get it with sanding, I'm sure I can. And yeah, we're in a good place. I'm not as confident as I was about getting both the lidded bowl and the finial done during part 2. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the rest of it goes super smooth. My money's on it knocking the camera over. Yeah. Well, what? The bowl when it comes off? Or, oh, here we go. Bets on when the ring of cherry is going to fly off. Get your final diameter for your lid before going deeper. No. So there. a paper towel for my head. Pick my stool seat up off the ground and put it back on my chair. We're in a good place, I think. I mean, 35:43 into the show, we've already got our lid parted off, and we're already going inside on the inside of the bottom of the bowl. Should finish your rim while you still have meat in it. Cuts down on vibration. It's like he's never been here. Like, these are not things that I do. And should. Like, when has should ever been a thing on this show? Staffer is the worst. Good call, Finial. We should make a shirt. And then I also need to probably glue this to a block of something to put the faceplate on it to get this turned down to the diameter of the mortise that's in the lid, because that is going to be the base of the finial. That I turn out of that. I got a scrap piece of Douglas fir over there I can cut a cube out of and screw into the faceplate. We'll just star bond it on there. That piece is too small. It's not. Prove it. And if it is, I'll just cut another piece of wood and we'll just keep going. Should. It's nonsense. Let's keep going, or we're going to be here all night. So like I said, we can go down, we can go 2 3/4. We want to stop before 2 3/4. Let's put a tape on there. We'll go more than 2 1/2, but not quite 2 3/4. We are at 1 inch and, I don't know, 1 inch and 5/8 or so. Let's keep cutting. Bull gouge? Nah, let's just stay on the carbide. It's going well. No, no, just for a sec. Let's actually, not because he said so, not because Stanifer said so, but let's make the damn thing fit. But not because he said so. Oh, okay, that's good. I mean, oh, it's just starting. Come on. Starting to get annoying. That's good enough. Yeah, I can still put this back on and take this down a little bit if I need to. Don't patience me, Stanifer. I'll patience you. Always move your tool rest while your bowl is spinning at top speed. Loud noises. And this is, I mean, I don't really have a decent angle for you guys because I gotta get way in there, so you're not gonna really be able to see what's what. But let's just say, for your own information, I am at 1 inch and almost 1 3/4 inches of our 2 5/8 that we want to go. Let's do a little bit of bowl gouge, then we'll go back to carbide. I do have to undercut, and I have to back you guys up. At this point, I'm just making some heavy cuts to get rid of a bunch of stuff. But unfortunately, the shape of the bowl means a lot of the shavings don't actually come out. So it's a lot of this. Is that how thick are the walls now? Well, we are at, I don't know, we're at about 1/4 inch up at the top. And we're halfway down. We're maybe at 3/8. And we're at 2 inches deep of our 2 5/8 that we want to go. We'll get the bulk of the bottom out, and then we'll thin out the sides of the wall. Don't have a lot of room for that. I'm touching. That could just be shavings. Oh, we're close. We're only 1/4 inch from the bottom of where we wanted to stop here. Let's go back to the carbide, thin out the walls, get the proper depth. We're looking good. We're looking good. It's gonna be a hassle to sand in there, but always always move your tool rest when your bowl is spinning full speed. And also, don't come here to learn. That's right. Yeah. That may be all the cutting that we do on the inside. Helmet off. Wall check. Yeah, pretty consistent. Maybe a little thick still down there at the... why do you gotta make me do that? Because now I know. Jerk. Okay, that's it, Sandpaper. No, it isn't. Right up where the walnut meets the cherry, I gotta do a little bit of touch up. All right, we're gonna sit again because I'm dripping. And we're gonna get the sander, the drill out. We're gonna sand in there. We do have some flushing up to go on the outside here too. We only got close. But close counts in horse grenades. That's my beer. I should get one if I'm gonna sit. So come back tomorrow night where we do the Finial on the. Is this part 3? Is this a 3-part? We'll see. Maybe we'll just go for 2.5 hours tonight, get this thing done. The 3 longer beams here. 3 nights? Well, I don't know. I don't want to do a 3-night week of live shows. I would much rather not. Not that I don't love hanging out with you guys, but like 3 nights of live shows in a row is too many. Is it hot up there? Well, it's not. The weather has turned so that it went from not at all warm, like shop heater was still on a week and a half ago. But now it's nice enough that when the sun gets around to this side of the house and starts beating on the front of the garage, my shop is probably 10 degrees warmer than it is outside. And it's probably 18 outside. Well, so what's that for you guys? Like we're pushing the bottom, we're pushing 20s when it's warm during the days right now. And like I said, my shop, and maybe not 10 degrees, but like 7, 8 degrees hotter in my shop than it is outside right now. I guarantee that. It's hot here. Longer beam, well, it's Arizona, right? Are you Arizona? Isn't it always hot in Arizona? 68, Peterson says. I don't remember what I asked. 18? Is 68? It was 93 today. Longer beams in Washington? DC? Is that supposed to have a C after it? Yeah, okay. Why did I think you were in Arizona? Who's in Arizona? Don't remember. 94 today. Yeah, we're not hot like that. But it's all relative too, right? Like it's probably also like, I don't know what the humidity is, but it's probably like 80% humidity. My friend Tyler's going to go look it up. What is our current humidity in Campbell River? I don't actually follow the percentage humidity that closely because it doesn't change that much here. Sanding, finishing, finialing. We're only at an hour. We've done 2-hour shows. We've done 2.5 hours. Have we ever done a 3-hour show? Probably. We've probably done a 3-hour show. 60% humidity in Campbell River. Is that a lot? I don't know. Like I said, I don't actually know what those numbers really. And it also feels hotter because it hasn't been hot yet. So like this is the first stretch of like, oh, summer is actually coming. Is it the first that we've actually seen of like something that resembles spring even. Like our spring was gross. We kind of almost skipped right over it, it seems. So that's so close. We'll get it with sanding. I'm sure we will. There we go. Loud noises. That'll go in, but I don't want it to because I will not get it back out. Beauty. And we've sanded 120 inside. We'll go to 180, but I'm going to stay away from the rim now. We'll go up through them. Then we'll do the outside again just to tighten up this joint a little bit and sand it. Then we'll do finial. Then we'll throw the whole thing together and we'll finish the whole thing all together. No, that is not enough sanding, but it's how much it's getting. Because it's fine. It's my candy dish. Or whatever it ends up being. I'm happy with 320. 340, sorry. Sandpaper sucks. I don't know what's happening, but I love it. I just looked over and just saw Sandpaper sucks. There you go, just the custom liquid wax. And then the custom non-liquid wax. And another lid gone. Really get this back up to speed, but it'll be fine. It's my bowl dish thing. Looks pretty nice to me. See if I can. Oh, there it is. There it is. It didn't go too far. Oh, come here. There we go. All right. So there is our inside of the bottom. We did our inside of the top yesterday. That's gonna jam on there nicely, but I don't want to do it until I have a handle. Okay, what do? We Finial, I guess. Now we Finial. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let me just chop a faceplate size piece of this Douglas fir out of here. I guess you guys can come sit over here. Really wait for it to get up to speed before you actually start. That's going to be our... Ah! Yeah! Ow! God, that went in a long way. Veritas Band-Aids! Veritas Band-Aids! Douglas fir is so splintery like that. It like when it breaks out a piece. And you get it on the wrong angle on your finger. We're finally at the finial. Well, the bowl isn't off the chuck yet, so, but yes, we are at the preparation of the finial. We got our glue block that our this is going to go on, and whoever said that it's not going to fit, oh man, I hope it isn't not going to fit, because it was probably Sandpaper, and we don't want him to rewrite twice in a night. Yeah, there's the mortise that this piece is going to go into, and it does fit. Thank you very much. Not by much, but by almost exactly the right amount. Let's, for no reason, find the middle of this piece. So that I can put my tailstock spur into the middle of it, because it does just barely fit the mortise. So I need to get it relatively centered when I'm turning it down. That is approximately the center of it. And just for fun, we use the dick to mark that point. Mark that point there. And that'll be where my tailstock goes when I jam this onto my, what do you call those? Sacrificial block things. Don't come here to learn. Screw that thing onto my faceplate. Glue block. Is that what it's actually called? Would make sense, because that's what you're gluing your piece to turn it. So yeah, that could be the case. Oh damn, was that Sandpaper again that said that? We don't want him to be right on stuff. Set a bad precedent. People will start listening to him. And I mean, we've agreed that he's the worst. There we go. So the faceplate just screwed onto my glue block. Then we'll just slap some Star Bond on the underside of this and glue it to that. Maybe we'll nip the corners off this just to have one less thing to worry about on the bandsaw. Maybe nip the corners off this too. Should, probably. Might as well. We've got the bandsaw right there. Safety first. There we go. Glue that onto that. Using that. We'll see. I've only ever done one finial. And I think, I'm trying to think if I ever did a finial that wasn't on the drill press. I did. No, it was on the old lathe. I don't think I've ever done a finial on this lathe. Man, that's weird. And it was just little. The lidded box that I did for my friend Jackie for her birthday. Is that the only finial I've ever done? That cannot be right. I mean, I guess it could be right. But... And I certainly didn't do it like this. It's weird to me that I've only ever done... It cannot be right. But, I mean, maybe it is. I can't think of anything else I ever did a finial on. We might be looking at my second ever finial here, peeps. Give myself a relatively clean surface there. Just gonna bloop. Little star bond on this one, little activator on this one. Get our dick and we'll slam it home. There we go. Let that sit for a minute. Maybe finish the beer. Doesn't need to sit for a minute, but let's let it. Hey, Finial, and everybody else that missed yesterday's show. I had a new box of Star Bond yesterday. We unboxed it, and there's new Star Bonds in there. I checked your Wikipedia page, and you are right. Second Finial ever. Right on. Also, who made me a Wikipedia page? Because I should probably go check that. Because I don't trust it at all. Because I didn't make it. And it probably has some like citation needed areas. Hot glue it? Nah, I didn't feel like heating up the heat gun. We're gonna do a test. We're testing out the Star Bond to see if it can hold a glue block with just a couple of swirls on the lathe. I'm not gonna say that. Actually, I don't know if my phone actually has Alexa. Is that CA glue? Yes, it is. That was a Star Bond thick. CA glue. And we'll see. My first try putting a glue block, putting something on a glue block with Star Bond glue. And we'll turn it down so that it fits in there. And then we'll part it off. Actually, we'll turn it down so it fits in there. Then we'll drill a hole in it for the actual finial part to be mortised into the finial base part. A friend of mine has a Google device that has a camera. You ask it questions and it moves to face you. Yeah, that'd be a little odd. This Finial brought to you by Star Bond Thick. No, this Finial brought to you by the expertise and proficiency of your host. Expertise and proficiency. That's this guy right here. That's what everybody always says about me. They comment on all of my expertise and proficiencies. Let's go make that thing round and fit into here and drill a hole in it. I'm getting impatient with this project, and that's not good. Like, I'm at the point where I can see the light at the end of the tunnel and I just want it to be done, but I know that's not good. go. See how close we are. God, I hope it's not too small already, somehow. Come on. Oh, still too big. That's good. That's a good thing. Not going to bring tailstock back up because that's just annoying to have to pull it away all the time. Well, we'll see. Starbond, can you do blue block? Oh, super close. But I said that the last time that we were measuring back and forth, and it still took me forever to get it to match. Measuring is for losers. That's right. Oh, okay. Whoa. Super close. Boom. Okay. It was tapered a little bit out, so it wasn't fully seating. I could probably have it now. Maybe not quite. Did I accidentally do something to the inside of this? I think. Yeah, that'll be lots of purchase in there. So let's drill a hole in it. And part it off and get it in there. 3/8 inch hole. Because that's the Forstner bit that I happened to grab. And come on. There'll be lots. That'll be lots. Let's just go all the way through, because it doesn't matter. Go all the way through the cherry anyway. Okay, go. That's done. Now we know that that is the size of the tenon we have to make at the on the end of the finial. Let's part this guy off. It's like less than a 1/4 inch deep space, but I think maybe go a little bit thicker than that and let it come out of it, and then do a little bit of a shape on the plug as well. I don't know. We're just playing now. That's the professional way to part something off the lathe. In case anybody was wondering what the professional way to part something off the lathe is, that was it there. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna do it that way. Okay. Get that in with some more Starbond thick. We're getting there, peeps. And we just need the actual finial. And then finish. And still got to match up the outside of the piece of cherry that had to be added onto the... We'll get there. We'll get there. Starbond. Thick. Around there. In there. That's tons. I should have goggles on, because sometimes that can spit out while you're... Where are my goggles? You press something into a cavity that has CA glue in it without goggles on, you're asking for a problem. There we go. That. There's our cherry with our mortise. When we get this thing all put back together, that will be fully seated. put that on. Turn it back all, finish, sand it all together, finish the outside. And I actually kind of like that. Maybe we'll do a little bit of a cove or something in here, and then start the finial with a cove. It's going okay. I'm gonna go take a breath in the driveway. I'm gonna start by opening this up. Oh, it's hot. It is actually significantly cooler outside than it is in this shop. Oh, that's some good lighting, eh? You guys are super dusty too. Oh, good, Marv's here right on time for the inside sanding. No, you missed the inside sanding. We did the inside sanding already. Nice, just a little bit of breeze coming in. We've got our cherry in the lid that fits on our bowl. Put a finial in there. Actually, because of the crappiness of my parting job, we're going to have to actually sand that off before we put the finial in there. Because I'm a professional. Let's turn this into something that will make this thing not look unattractive in the end. Or at least that's the goal. That is the goal. This we are just going to fire up into the chuck and see how much we actually have left of space. It'll be lots, I think. It doesn't need to be a super big finial. We don't want the finial to be bigger than the damn bowl. Also, finial's fun to say. There we go. Let's get this thing done, eh? Where is my... There it is. Set a caliper to that so that I know when I'm getting close. Because measuring's for suckers. Isn't that what we said earlier? Just go like this, around there. And then when we've gotten to there, we know we're at the size of that drill bit. We'll try to make something that doesn't look stupid. Here's our thing that we're putting this finial in. So I'm just gonna kind of keep that here as reference. Certainly didn't need to start with this big a chunk of wood. Don't need it to be that tall. I think I just want maybe 1.25 inches tall. Yeah, maybe about like that, actually. That might be okay. So this section here is going to be my actual finial. I'm going to start my tenon there. Now, what do we want it to actually look like? Yep. Not sure what I want to be doing here. I do want it to be like the handle for the lid as well. So that looks like a good place to put a pair of fingers. Maybe just something simple like that. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't hate that. And that is sometimes what we go for here, is what do I not hate? A little chippy on that one ridge. I don't hate this. I don't know what it's going to look like on the box, obviously. But in terms of like and for a guy who doesn't know what he's doing on his second finial. There we go. We are looking okay here, I think. We aim for adequacy on this show, remember. I'll bust off that little tip there. Oh, we had a blip in the matrix again. It just suddenly said, "You're live." I wonder how long I was not live for. Here we go. I don't know why I'm sanding that part. We're going to cut that part right off. Okay, that is our... We're going to grab the box, the lid of the box there. Get this thing down to size. We're getting close here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go the right way, though. We were sanding here a second ago, so we should turn it around. Undercut that. We want to get the tenon to size, and then we want to undercut it so that it seats nice. I don't know that I even really call that a finial. It's like more of a pull, but that's fine. It's a little bit like a gnome-hat, Paul. Good call. There were some gnome-hats that were kind of that shape. Ways to go yet. Not too much further. There, we're there. We just gotta get it undercut a little bit. And go lots of glue surface on there anyway, so even if the tenon is a little bit small, gap filling star bond will take care of that. We'll part it off, and then we'll just throw the whole thing up on the lathe and finish the turning. Really? No. No, I want to jam this together and finish this part and then put the finial in, because I want to get the tailstock up here while I'm doing this part. Yeah. How deep is that? That's about this deep. Give or take. Measuring's for suckers. Yeah. That's okay. It is a little bit small, but that... I don't hate how this whole thing has come together. One more break, because I'm dripping again. We're super close. You guys hang out here. I'm gonna go for a little wander. Get a breath of air and have a stretch. And we will finish this guy off. In a couple minutes. Oh, where's my beer? New beer. Just about got her. Where's my... head rag. Oh, I'm gonna need that. Oh, back in 4 or so. And you know what? You guys can come. I was like, I wanted to go look at my backyard because I have to do a ton of work back there, and I wanted to get a plan of attack. And I'm embarrassed about my backyard, but you guys are friends. Come check this nonsense out. I got it's gotten unwieldy. I'm gonna flip you around. So I don't know if you can tell how long this grass is, but there's my fire pit. The grass is longer than my fire pit is high. It's like the industrial lawnmower is. I'm gonna have to like rent a gas powered weed whacker. To get it down to manageable level. All right, let's tailstock back up. Go close that door because backlight is no good. Go, folks. We are getting super close. I'm actually pretty stoked about how this all ended up in the long run. I mow weekly. I have a dog in the bed. Yeah, I mean, once the first one of the spring, I mean, that's still like, that's been growing since winter. Once I get it down to manageable, yeah, weekly is about right. But like the first one of the year, I wait for as long as I can, and then it bites me. Don't need either of these. Oh, I might need that. Pretty even now. Don't have any, maybe a little bit. We're getting close. Yeah, super close now. Okay. Ah. Now we are sanding. Well, I want to do something a little bit with this. Maybe just a little cove. I am liking this. I think I might just sand from there. I did an initial sanding on the outside before I parted it off. But that's, I mean, I basically just undid that right now. So sander, loud noises. Just about there. That's gonna do it for that part. And come around here, just make sure we've got a nice purchase for our finial. We'll glue that in, and then we'll finish the whole damn thing. And that's what we've done. Where did I put it back up here? Always move your tool rest when your piece is spinning full speed. I just saw somebody making a wager on something. I'm not making a wager on anything at this point. I'm going to star bond this guy. The lid being stuck, and he pulls the finial off the first time he opens it. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm gonna give this a fair bit of star bond to hopefully have that not happen. And we will find out together. Won't we? I hope that that is not the case. I'm not going to put any sort of wager on anything. I will hope that that is not the case. let that. There's no accelerator in there anywhere. So we're just gonna leave that be. Open my door again. Did I leave my, no. It's like, I had a fresh beer when I went outside. It's like, did I leave it outside? No, I got it. If that lid comes off, after that sets up, if I get the outside of this thing all finished, and that lid comes off instead of the finial, that's a win. And I do think that the cherry stripe in between the bowl and the lid is an aesthetic improvement. It was a conscious design decision that we made at the end of the last show. I decided, based on aesthetics, that it should have a cherry stripe, and for no other reason. If that lid comes off when I, instead of the finial, I'm excited to find out if that's the case. We do have to give it a few though, and then we want to, and then we got to finish it. You know why inlay for guitars was used initially? To hide mistakes? Really? Like before fret marking? Feels like fret marker inlays weren't originally mistake hiders. Like there's a function for those. The more experienced folk here were trying to figure out who was the most experienced, and it has quotation marks around it. So are we trying to figure out who the oldest one is? Is that what we're actually trying to figure out? The lid is going to come off by pulling the finial. If I pull the finial off, it's because I don't have a good enough glue or enough glue to fill, because I wasn't super accurate with that particular tenon into that particular mortise. So if I pull the finial off, then I got some epoxy going in there instead of the Starbond, because it means I've got too much gabbage in there. There also is a layer of oil. Keep in mind there's a layer of oil and wax in between the top joint and the bowl. I think we might be okay. Like, it's a tight fitting lid, but there's oil and wax in between that joint, and it's just Starbond thick CA glue holding the finial in. So I think that it'll pop out, like, in the right place. This will be a testament to Starbond quality. Everything in this, no, that's not true. It was Titebond that put the cherry on the rim of the lid. But all of the rest of the glue in this project was the Starbond, including the glue block for making the base of the finial. It's good stuff. And I get it for free because they're good people. Now we're just waiting for glue to dry. I'm not afraid to admit I will turn 70 this year. After all, I've managed to live all those years. Why would you be ashamed to admit that I'm not going to hit 70? Are you kidding me? I would be very, very surprised if I get to 70. That's some good work, Kapla. Well done. It looks cool. Only 8 more years, right? I always forget. Am I 42? Or 43? I'm a 42-ish years old. Yeah, I think I'm turning 43 in a couple of months. Nope. That'd be wrong. My 40th birthday was in 2019 because it happened to be the last year we could actually have like a big birthday party for people. So, yeah. I guess so 2019 was 40, 2020 was 41, 22 was 42. This year I'll be turning 43. Right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. So I don't know. What do you guys figure? I think the numbers were about similar in terms of the numbers of people who turned out for Monday/Tuesday shows this week. So I don't know if doing a Monday and Tuesday actually proved anything in terms of like what day should I be doing this show. So I'm just gonna pick one because it seems like nobody else really cares. It seems like the same group of people both nights, basically. Nobody who said that I can't make it on such and such a night came to the other one. So forget it. I'll just hang out with you guys every week on whatever night I decide. If only there was a way to figure out how old you are with math and the year of your birth. You do it then. I was just trying to figure it out. August 1979. You do it. Get another beer while we're waiting for glue to dry. I might just liquid wax, non-liquid wax the outside of this as well. Because I don't feel at this point in the process two and a half hours into the second show of this project, like going through even the ridiculously easy process of custom grit. I'll be 43. Okay, good. Yeah, see? I was right all along. You guys doubted my mathematical capabilities. I was questioning whether I was right, but I was right. Oh, anybody else making anything in the shop? Tyler's still making mallets. the beauty mahogany thing you put up on Instagram today. Damn. Beauty, mahogany, and maple mallet that he just finished up. Paul's still working on the metal guitar that the not material metal. Tyler started his GGBO today. I still haven't registered for GGBO. I started the guitar, but I still haven't registered. And I lost momentum real fast on that. Still trying to get the shop finished. Comply, you got last time you had walls up, you had roof up. I don't remember where you were in the process. How close is that shop? I like mahogany stuff and photos. He is TP Guitars. He's not super active, but yeah, that and the I think it was a video that he did of the mahogany mallet that he made today, or the video was today. You could work in it if you had to, just really hot. Okay, so is the AC in planning? Trevor Grieg pops in. Just got the Ryobi glue gun. It's pretty sweet. I hope he's not all the way back where we're talking about Ryobi and he doesn't know that he's not live, because we have no way of telling him. Trying to get the AC in and finish the interior walls. Okay, cool. Yeah, that reel got 1,000 views in like 2.5 hours. Yeah, I bet. Because there's shitoyance. You can tell him? How can you tell him? You can't go back in the... Oh, I guess. Because he'll see the comments. Right? But the comments clearly make no sense to him if we're not talking about the Ryobi tool. Yeah, okay, somebody tell him in the comments, like, if you're way back at the... If we're talking about Ryobi tools, you need to scroll forward. Trevor! Come join us in the future. Still have to put the shingles on, but the roof is dried in. I'm not... Is that a construction phrase or terminology? Because I don't know what having a roof dried in means. Could be a typo. Framed in? That wouldn't make sense. Give this thing a few more minutes. Should have done one side glue and one side accelerator, but it means the tar paper is on, so the roof is watertight. Okay, so it is, dried in. Okay, cool. Sure thought I was. Okay, cool. Yes, I was like, we talked about Ryobi early on. I hope he's not way back there thinking that he's... We got you back. We got you. We'll drag you along into the future. You can go back and watch the show after, but like, let's try to be live while we're live. We are just waiting for some Starbond to dry, and then we're gonna finish up this vessel. It's the only term for it, because it's not a dish, it's not a bowl, it's not a box. Like, this is the weird type of in-between things. You were way back. Yeah, I thought maybe because you were like, I have the Ryobi glue gun, and I was like, oh, we were talking about your Ryobi tools like 11 minutes into the show. And we're at 2.5 hours right now. So, like, somebody tell him to come up. It's an urn. It is very urn-like, but I'm not going to use it as an urn. I'm going to use it as a candy dish or a nut, something. I'm going to use it as some sort of snacky type dish with a lid. But it's not a dish. Like a candy dish with a lid does not look like that. And you can't call it a box. You can't call it a lidded box. I mean, I guess you could. Matt Kenny would. Because he calls everything a box. It's not a bowl because it has a lid on it. According to Aaron African Meat, is that a real name? It is a vessel. Yes, it is. It's definitely a vessel. It's just, is it also a box? I think an argument could be made for yes. It is a spherical-ish box. An argument could be made for it being a dish. Some would call it Tim. Well done. Well done, Paul. Some might call it Tim. Since it's yours, you can call it what you want. I'm gonna call it my nut vessel. I'm gonna put cashews in it. And I'm gonna call it a nut vessel. Speaking of nut vessels, all my Canadian friends getting ready to gear up for Beaver Balls number 2. Beaver Balls round 2 is coming. I saw it on the sign at the Tim Hortons drive-thru. They're pre-advertising round 2 of Justin Bieber's balls. Aaron turns wood where the exotic woods are local for him. Okay, cool. Maybe I should look that guy up. Aaron African Meat. That might be a cool channel. Is he on YouTube? Maybe I can send him some of my garbage maple and he can send me some of his garbage like Paduke or like ebony. Let's call it finished so we can get out of here. No, you skipped the entire last show. Okay, you can stick around. You can't put links in the chat, Kapla. You do not have chat linking privileges. Only wrenches have chat linking privileges. And Chris is done. Yeah, well, he doesn't get to be done. I'm punishing him for skipping yesterday. I'm not. I want to get the thing done, and it has to set. I don't want to risk pulling that Finial off the lid instead of pulling the lid out of the bowl. We can go finish it. Let's go finish it. Because that'll take a couple minutes. This is where we're at. I want to do one more quick around the Finial. He's got more subscribers than Mike does. Yeah, I would imagine. He's actually good at what he does. That's going to happen. There we go. There's a little bit of tear out around the outside of the bottom part of the finial. So I'm just gonna get that with the Easy Wood Carbide. Golden. Get the rest of that with sanding. We gotta sand a couple of transitions here and then we'll finish it up. Let's just go straight to 180. There might be a few ridges in a few things on this bowl. I am not good at this. We've already established that. I'm still calling this a win if I can take this lid off by grabbing that finial. There we go. Let's give you guys the what I think is probably the optimal view for this particular operation. I accidentally happened to get the grain matching up pretty close there too. It's pretty good. It's not exactly. I think it needs to rotate a little bit this way on the lid, but that can happen in a little bit. Let's just liquid wax, custom wax, and be done with it. We'll do it with 600. And we'll put this down for no reason. This oil isn't going to do anything to my bed. But I do need to dig out a new custom liquid wax. I'm getting my fingers a little close to that chuck there at the bottom. I might just do that after. Honestly, that if I did that as a reel, it might have gone over pretty good on Instagram. But I was too busy doing it live on YouTube, where people should have been if they wanted to see it. There you go. Do the second round with the Scotch-Brite. I'm gonna catch my finger in that chuck and it's gonna rip it right off. I just stopped going down there. One quick hit of the non-liquid wax. And we'll see if this finial pulls out when I try to take the lid off. There we are, folks. Thank you, everybody, for tagging along for this. Let's find out together. That's pretty close to lining up grain-wise too, actually. The sapwood coming in through here. Do a quick Yep, time for a new liquid wax. Right. Let's go sit down and we'll find out if this thing opens by pulling on the finial or if the finial comes out. All right, we did seat back on there. All right, so what's the who's got what in terms of bet here? Who's on team Finial comes out? And who's on team lid opens? It's pretty cool. Finial will come off because the glue isn't set fully. What are the odds? Tyler says, well, I think we got to say 50-50. The lid should cut. Kapla's on lid coming off. Patches is on lid opens. Pinel is on Finial coming off. Waltrip's on Finial coming off. So we're looking at like pretty much half and half, people think. Peterson says it opens. I think it opens too because we got oil and wax in between the lid and the bowl. We got Starbond glue in between the Finial and the Finial plate. Activator would definitely have helped. I trust Starbond with my life. I do too sometimes. But it was the Starbond thick with no activator going into a gappy mortise. It's a rad vessel. I'm going to pull on it. And we're going to see. Actually, we're at 2 minutes and 54 seconds. At 3 hours in 5.5 minutes. We're gonna pull on the Finial and see if the Finial comes off or if the lid opens. I think it can simultaneously be both on and off, as its fate is linked to a subatomic event that may or may not occur. It's true. There are two potential timelines here. It's Schrodinger's Finial. That's funny. I said that right before it came up. It's either going to come off or it's not, and we will never know until it opens or doesn't. At this point, right now, it will both open and not open. It's nice. This is very nice. The cherry stripe, it was a good aesthetic decision. It was a good decision based purely on aesthetic reasons. The rubbing is gratuitous at this point. No, it feels really nice. I could see how it would seem that way, though. I really hope that finial doesn't just pop out of there and that lid is stuck. I really, really hope that's not the case. I have confidence in that lid coming off. I have some confidence in the lid coming off. I think the oil and wax in between the joint, even though it is a super tight joint, I think it's going to be looser than a gappy star bonded joint. With all that liquid wax on your hands, it'll probably go flying across the shop. We try to get some off. I'm going to hang this up. What, like walnut and cherry lidded bowl with finial. Fixing the finial. Part 3 tomorrow night. No, if the finial comes off in my hand, trust me when I say I'm not gonna do a live show that's just mixing some West systems and pouring it in the hole and jamming the finial back in and then letting it dry. That's not going to be a live show. In fact, if the finial comes off in my hands when I try to open this bowl, I'm probably going to pull down the West systems and we'll just mix it up and put it back in there. And then trust me when I say that that'll be fine. All right, countdown is on. We're at 2:58:20. Minute and a half until we find out. Whoa. It's past Pinel's bedtime though. We should, as soon as we find out, we gotta say the catchphrase and bid everyone adieu. Because 3 hours is an unnecessarily long show. Well, not really. I mean, it was a necessarily long show. It didn't need to be this long. Well, not quite. But it needed to be almost this long in order to finish the damn project. It could not have been much shorter than this to get it done. Please, please come off. I can get my last beer. Well, the last beer of the show. I'm going to put the seat back on my chair again. Us retired guys don't have a set time for bed. Yeah. That's what you get for being old. If I ever get old, maybe I won't either. Oh, Patches says it was a good show. I appreciate that. Thank you, somebody, for being nice. Go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 hours in. Oh, neither. Ah, the lid. The lid. The lid came off. And that is a snug fit. Oh, it is not convenient to open and close, but damn. And we line up the sapwood. Oh, and it like even snaps shut. And the sapwood lining up. Oh, damn, that is on there good. That's, I think just a few more opening and closings, and that just loosens up just a little bit more. I'll line that sapwood back up. Pop! Snap. Beauty. That might be the new nicest thing that I've ever turned. This might be the new nicest thing that I've ever turned. Thanks for coming along for the new nicest thing I ever turned. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. There's no gunmetal anywhere on it. Sorry. There's no myrtle anywhere on it. There is cherry. Cherry and walnut vessel. Quite pleased. Quite pleased. Thanks, everybody. Whew. It was scary at the end. I didn't think it was going to come. I didn't think either one of them. I thought it was just going to be jammed up. And I wasn't going to be able to get it open or to have the finial come off. All right. Later, everybody. And don't forget that Sandpaper is the worst.